Public comments from President Donald Trump and his aides are once again scrambling the Justice Department's efforts to defend his administration's deportation policies in court. A federal judge on Wednesday focused on Trump's recent TV interview, where he claimed he could, with one call, return a deported Salvadoran man to the U.S. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg said Trump's claim undermines the administration's legal stance that it lacks authority to return Kilmer Abrego Garcia or others recently deported. Didn't the president say he could bring him back just by asking El Salvador's president? Boasberg asked, was the president telling the truth? Justice Department lawyer Abhishek Kambli found himself in a difficult position. That goes to the president's belief about the influence he has, Kambli said. However, he clarified that influence doesn't equal legal authority. Boasberg is determining whether the U.S. still holds constructive custody over 140 deported Venezuelans. These individuals were sent to El Salvador after Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act in mid-March, a rarely used wartime law. If the court finds they're still in U.S. custody, they could be brought back for due process. Kambli admitted they hadn't received it when deported 2 months ago. Now, Boasberg has called for a fast-tracked fact-finding probe. He's seeking sworn statements from government officials to determine whether the U.S. still has legal custody over deportees now held abroad, a critical issue that could decide if the case moves forward. Tensions rose when the judge asked about DHS Secretary Kristi Noem's visit to the Salvadoran prison CECOT, where deportees are held. Noem described the prison as a tool in our toolkit. Boasberg pressed, is she wrong? Kambli dodged, saying public remarks lack nuance. The judge fired back, so they're not true? Kambli denied that, but Boasberg kept pressing. He asked whether the U.S. is financially supporting El Salvador to detain deported immigrants. Kambli acknowledged U.S. grants to El Salvador for law enforcement and anti-crime, which might be used for housing deportees. The judge must now decide whether he still has jurisdiction over the deportation cases. Although the Supreme Court lifted his previous order blocking deportations, Boasberg could still oversee cases involving individuals already deported. Multiple new suits have been filed in different states. Wednesday's hearing forced the Justice Department to admit that Trump allies misrepresented a Supreme Court ruling. The justices didn't uphold Trump's use of the Alien Enemies Act. They avoided the issue. Meanwhile, judges in Texas, Colorado, and New York have found Trump's actions improper under that law.